The Omen, 1976 movie review. Let's go. So, like I said, I'd never seen this before. It's one of those movies that I've always heard about, never watched. I had seen The Exorcist before, but I'd never seen this. I think I liked this more than The Exorcist. People were calling this a ripoff of The Exorcist when it came out, but to me it's not. It's similar, but it's not a ripoff to me because of one important thing. The Exorcist is an exorcism. It's someone possessed by a demon. This is the literal spawn of Satan. It's a little different. It's the child of Satan opposed to someone possessed by a demon. I think that's different enough, and they can both stand on their own. But yeah, this movie was fun though. I mean, it's a horror movie. It's scary, but I like horror movies, so it's fun for me. And yeah, let's just get right into it. Let's look at the Rotten Tomatoes page. 84% as it should be, 80% audience score, 84% critic score, if that was unclear. Let's read some of the reviews. Gregory Peck has everything pitch perfect. Seriously, this is one of his best performances. Gregory Peck is the main character in this. He does a great job. Let's see some of the bad reviews. This is Eric Henderson, top critic of Slant magazine. A bald-faced lamprey hitching its razor-tip maw on the chassis of The Exorcist. See, this is another one who just thinks it's someone milking The Exorcist. The Omen Sunday School parable of Gothic cathsploitation comes twice as thick and twice as pious. I disagree. I like I said before, I think this one stands on its own. It's different enough. It's its own story, and it was really good. The gory bits are like jalapeno peppers sprinkled over oatmeal. Even the most nostalgically devoted fans need to ask themselves if it would be so dear to their hearts were it not for the ornate atrocities set to Jerry Goldsmith's shrieking choir. Okay, the soundtrack, and we'll get into, is really cool. But yeah, I think what they're saying basically is that they don't think the gore is necessary. I think the gore is great. That's what part of what makes this movie great. The Omen. Those are the bad reviews though. They're in the minority here. Let's read some more of the good reviews. The Omen delivers splendidly, rich with forbidding details and impressive scare tactics. There, I'm definitely on the positive side. Obviously, this movie was very good. IMDb 7.5 out of 10. I would give it higher, just like I gave Titan AE higher than it got an IMDb. But yeah, no, I really liked this. It was very good. Near perfect, honestly. It was I'm gonna give it a pretty high rating. We'll see exactly what. And again, ratings change, feelings change, everything's subjective. But yeah, Gregory Peck's the main character. Let's see if there's anyone else I know. Not really, but these are from the 70s. This is from the 70s, so it makes sense that I wouldn't be familiar with all the actors. Let's look at the box office information. This probably did really well. $2,800,000 estimated budget with a $60 million gross. That's pretty fucking great. 60,922,000. But yeah, that's awesome. That did well. And it makes sense that it did well because, like I said, it's very good. But yeah, let's just talk about the basic plot of this movie. So it starts off in Rome at a church or hospital church or something like that, where Gregory Peck is told by the priest that his wife's baby has died. But he has the choice to take this other baby that they have and just lie to the wife because she'd be so sad. She wanted this so bad. So he does what seems like the right thing to just take the baby and lie to his wife and be like, this is your baby. Don't, he's trying to spare her feelings basically, but I think obviously the right thing to do would have been to tell her the truth. But he ends up taking this baby that's not theirs, which of course turns out to be the evil spawn of Satan. But we find out later on in the movie, it's a slow build and it's done well. It starts off, the kid seems normal or whatever, but then the nanny that's looking after him goes crazy because of him and kills herself. But of course, people don't blame the kid, because how could you know that it's the kid? Which is it's an element that makes this more interesting than a lot of horror movies. And this is sort of a genre now, like the evil kid, but this is done really well. I don't really want to watch the remake. I couldn't see it being better than this. But maybe, we'll see. Anyways, that's the IMDb page. That's the Rotten Tomatoes page. This might be a very quick review because I just liked it so much. I don't really have much bad to say about it. But yeah, I have a very small amount of notes. So let's look at it. The Omen notes. He springs moving to London on his wife. So yeah, he's Gregory Peck is the ambassador to Britain or America or something, and whatever, it doesn't matter. Gnome fire in the motherfucking house tonight. Everybody just have a good time. And we're gonna make you lose your mind. Gnome fire. What up, do? Okay, how's it going? What's up, Gnome Fire? Let's give you a shout out. Everyone should follow Gnome Fire if you haven't already. I appreciate you being here. You're just in time for I'm about to dip into the last little bit of this review of The Omen 1976. I don't know if you've seen this movie, but it is fucking good. I had not seen it. This is the 1976 one. But yeah, he just springs moving to London on his wife. So he and I feel like this is a very much like an olden time values kind of thing, where it's like, the man makes the decisions. I'm the breadwinner, so I'm not even going to tell you. Well, I'm going to tell you, but no warning. Like, we're moving to London. You don't have a choice. And I don't like that. Nice. I haven't seen it, but I feel like I have. Some would compare it to The Exorcist, but I've explained why I think it's at least different enough. Because The Exorcist is about possession, like a demon possessing a little girl. This is a little boy who is the literal spawn of Satan. So it's a little different. Who is calling Gregory Peck and telling him to look at the paper? I think maybe it's the photographer, but I don't think it's not made clear enough for me. So I thought that was going to get explained more, but it doesn't really. This is a very much a nitpick, but I was still like, I don't know who phoned him. Who is telling him to look at the paper? And the paper he's looking at is this priest that has been warning him that his kid is the spawn of the devil, has died in this freak accident where a pole gets launched into his chest. Yeah, this movie's shot really well. The soundtrack is epic with like Latin choir songs like stuff like that. It works with this movie very well. But yeah, I get that. I get not seeing it but feeling like you have, because there's a lot of movies like this. But this is one of the earlier ones, after The Exorcist, but still. Very good film. And I definitely enjoyed it. I was just going to look. Yeah, Gregory Peck's the main guy. That's right. That's what I thought. That's what I knew. Anyway, what else we got? Don't have many notes on this. But the goldfish on the railing is ridiculous. So there's a part where the mom is like putting plants into hangers or something, and she just puts the goldfish on the ledge of the balcony, and it's like, that fish is getting knocked down. Like, there's no way it's not, and obviously it does. And I won't spoil it for anyone, but in case anyone wants to watch this is on Disney Plus, by the way. That's where I watched it. But as soon as she puts that goldfish on the ledge, I'm like, it's getting knocked down. And it does. And I fucking knew it. It's like, obviously that goldfish is getting knocked down. Yeah, well shot and edited. There's some beautiful, like, jib shots. The camera movement is, like, a lot nicer than a lot of films from this time period. I feel like it was more ambitious with the movement and the shots and the editing than a lot of movies from this time. So I think that really works to its advantage. Don't bother covering up the casket. Just run. Yeah, there's a part where there's all these Rottweilers, these we're just to assume like demon dogs or whatever, that are watching over this cemetery that the photographer and Gregory Peck, they're looking to see, they're trying to find out the answers. They're trying to find out like basically who the mother was of this kid. And when they open the mother's grave, it's just a dog skull. So they realize, oh my God, we've been, there was no mother. This is just the fucking spawn of Satan. They just have Satan's baby, and they just gave me Satan's baby. But all these dogs, while they're doing it, while they're unearthing this casket, there's these dogs that, they're Rottweilers. They're dangerous. They're going to attack you. But they take the time to cover the casket. They don't just start running right away. I would have started running right away. I would have just left it like, hey, I don't want to die. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm running away from these dogs. I don't want anything to do with this shit. But no, they have to take the time to cover up the casket. So I thought that was a little silly. But, a nitpick nonetheless. So it's Rosemary's Baby and The Exorcist. And again, Rosemary's Baby. I haven't even seen that one. Okay, we're putting that on the list right now. Because that's another one I've never seen. I've seen The Exorcist, but it's been a minute. I think I like this more than The Exorcist, though. We'll put Rosemary's Baby. Yeah, it's like Rosemary's Baby, The Exorcist, the Omen, which is what this is. All these movies are similar-ish, anyway. Yeah, exactly. You get it, Gnome Fire. But yeah, back to my notes here. On this movie, don't have that many left. The great score. So yeah, I already said that sort of, but like, yeah, the music, and sometimes there's no music, but that works. They know when to cut the music. They know when to put in the ha hoo ha he, la hoo la he, oh 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 he, oh, stuff like that. I think it works. My only issue with these is they always end up being a forum for Christian ideals. Okay, you know what? That's fair. I get that. I totally get that. But I think if you just look at it as a story and you say, like, fuck all that stuff, it can still be, like, look at it as purely fiction and just enjoy it, then you can sort of get past that. But I get that. I totally understand that. I agree with that even. Absolutely. You're right. People, Christians can use that and be like, hey, you don't want to fucking end up like that guy in The Omen. Cautionary tales. Exactly. I get you. But let's keep moving on. Great score. I like the music in it. It works. It's spooky. He seems ready for Damien to die, but when he's told how to kill him, he doesn't want to follow through. Okay, and this one I sort of get. Like, it's a kid. You don't want to kill him. But there have been so many signs, so many people telling you, so many, like, obvious signs that your child is the fucking spawn of the devil. And you were even saying to yourselves, like, Damien has to die. He says that. And then when he's told how to kill him, he's like, I can't do it. And it's like, come on, really? You can't fucking do it. You were just talking about how you wanted to do it, and now you can't. I call bullshit. But yeah, I guess that's sort of just so we can have the decapitation of the photographer. Because as soon as he's like, oh, I can't do it, the photographer's head gets cut off in a weird freak accident. So they did that just so that could happen, but I still think that it could have been explained a little bit more. Because clearly it's like, you were saying that you wanted to kill him, but now that you know how you don't want it doesn't make sense to me. Should make sure Miss Baylock is dead. This is a trope in so many horror movies, though, so I'm not that mad about it, but at the same time, it's like, okay, you know what's going to happen. Miss Baylock is the nanny that's looking after the devil child, and she's obviously like a Satanist and wants to protect him at all costs. And Gregory Peck kills her, or so we think. I'm like, man, make sure she's dead. But of course, he's like about to get out the door, and she comes back for round 2 to try to fuck him up. But it's like, just make sure she's dead. Is it that hard? They always do that in these movies. Make sure she's dead. Clear it up. End this madness. But they never do that shit. They always have to have the extra jump scare with the person coming back. So I kind of get it, but it was like, I could have done without that. But again, minor nitpick. Overall, this movie was awesome. It was scary, and it was fun. All based in the satanic panic of the 70s. Yeah, that's absolutely correct. Based and created. These Rosemary's Baby, I'm assuming, too. I'm not sure the year it was made, but yeah, this is 1976, and I think Exorcist is like 1970? Let's actually look it up. I'm not sure. The Exorcist. Let's look up the years of these. 1973, right? And then what's Rosemary's Baby? Rosemary's Baby movie. Or was it a TV show first? 1968. So this was even before Exorcist, Rosemary's Baby. I see. Go Ask Alice started a lot. Is that another one? Go Ask Alice. Let's look that up. Should I put that on the list? I will if people want, but I won't if people don't want, because there's a lot on the list. But, you know, you gotta do what the people want. Adaptation, television. This is 1973. A 15-year-old girl in late 1960s America is sucked into an odyssey of sex, drugs, and eventually seeks help. Okay, it sounds a little bit different, but I get what you mean, sort of fitting into the same sort of feel and genre. Go Ask Alice is a book. It looks like it's both. Oh, yeah, you're right. It is a book, but it was apparently also a TV movie. Apparently. I know nothing. It ends up similar. Okay, so maybe I can't put it on the list. Well, I guess if I could find this TV movie. But I don't think it's important. Anyways, The Omen, 1976. Like I said, I really liked this movie. I thought that the score was really good. I thought the acting was great. The story. I had a few nitpicks, which I discussed. But yeah, overall, this movie was really fun. Let's give it a rating. Honestly, this was solid. I'm going to give it fucking 9.5. And that's high as fuck, and I understand that. But I really did like it. They did a good job of the suspense and the horror. The gore effects for the time were really good. I liked the fake head, the decapitation of the photographer. And yeah, the idea of a Satan child is kind of scary. But yeah, treat it as a work of fiction, because that's what it is. The Omen, 1976, 9.5 out of 10 Dougs. I really liked it.